The Colossal Tussle Podcast, episode 17, a podcast of terror and suspense. It is I, Nature Boy, KJ Johnson, and the Canadian Dream, Just John. How's it going, buddy?
I'm pretty good. What was that intro?
It was a podcast of terror and suspense.
Oh, suspense.
I
thought you lost your mind for a second. God.
Lost my damn marbles.
How are you, buddy?
I'm all right. I'm all right. We had a wicked week. Had a great week.
Why do you lie to these people?
I had a great week. Maybe you had a shit week. What were you doing? I was doing just fine. We had a great week. And now, after having Saturday night's main event in our rear view mirror, we are moving on to the old WCW.
Just a little change of put.
That's WCW.
What was that?
That's how people talked down south back then.
No, they did not.
That's how they talked about WCW.
Yeah, a little change of changing things up a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of weeks with WWE. Let's go show some WCW love.
Yes.
Are you NWO fans out there?
NWO, WCW fans, Four Horsemen fans. I've had a lot of people coming to me online. Thank you very much, gentle listeners, for getting back to me, for commenting and giving us some love and some praise. And many people have been looking quite forward to WCW and the storyline that we are about to embark on.
Yep. Piper Hogan.
Hogan. Starting first with Halloween Havoc 96. All right. Let me ask you something. All right. Did you watch any of the WCW Nitros? Did you get yourself at all anywhere deep in 1996?
No, because I'm going to start with this pay-per-view and then continue the stories from there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Which wasn't the smartest thing because I was a bit lost at times, but you know, I'm here for the ride.
I feel you. I feel you. All right. And how are you enjoying life in current day wrestling?
It's been kind of slow. It's been kind of slow the last couple weeks. Again, everyone's injured. It's not much really going on. AEW still has is still, months away from their next pay-per-view.
Right.
WWE, they're doing their whole Brock and Roman thing, so everyone's just kind of checked out on that. Indeed. So it's been kind of slow.
How are you feeling about SummerSlam? Because that is being headlined by Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the Last Man Standing affair.
SummerSlam is basically WrestleMania. Yeah. With just a little tweaks, little tweaks here and there, but not super excited.
Yeah.
But again, the fucking what can you expect? There's nothing else going on, so at least we get to see the Usos and Street Profits again.
Right. We get Becky and Belair a la deux.
Isn't it like the fourth time already?
I don't know.
So it's like the fourth time that they faced. Yeah, them, Roman and Brock.
Yeah.
Who else is on that card?
I think that's all that's been announced so far.
I think they have something with Logan Paul and then
Theory and Lashley. I think are gonna have another
Lashley's
match.
for the title.
Miz and Paul. Yeah. How do you feel about Logan Paul coming back into the fold, being babyface?
I don't know why they would change him. He's such a natural person to hate.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense why you would want to force people to cheer him. So
they're gonna do it. They're gonna try.
Listen, they have Miz and they gave him Ciampa, and when they give Miz something to do, he always tries his best, but this is going to be a tough ask.
Yeah.
This is because people hate Logan. So it's going to be a very tough ask.
Yeah, it seems like a silly thing to do. Seems like a silly thing to attempt.
Especially with a guy that doesn't have that much wrestling experience. Making him a heel, his moveset can be a little bit more sloppy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you're a babyface, you can't
be
do
smooth.
so
Gotta be crisp.
yeah. So it's gonna be a interesting watch. I'm not gonna say SummerSlam is gonna be fun, but it's gonna be interesting to see what direction they go with all this.
Indeed. And here's the big thing.
Oh, boy.
Got to talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh no.
Sex scandal. Hush money.
Yeah. Yep.
Millions and millions of dollars.
Yep.
Primetime player style. Vince McMahon and his hordiness getting the better of him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that he's going to step down from WWE? Are these allegations becoming too much for the old man to handle?
I want to say he won't, just because you know how Vince is, but when you have when you're a publicly traded company and you have a fucking board of directors and you know, I think they're gonna probably force him to step down. I don't think it's in his, he doesn't have a choice here. And they announced a whole new list of people that came out with more allegations. So now the number's up to 15 people. Shit. So and one of his top executives fucking quit the same day that list came out. So it's not looking good.
It's a sketchy time.
It's not looking great.
It's a sketchy time.
So I think they might, by the time the year ends, they might give him the boot.
Is this what takes him down?
Yep.
Wow.
The company that we're about to review couldn't do it.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
But some hush money is about to kick his ass.
Hush money. Yeah, is about to put him down.
Yep.
Here's my thing. If he does stick around, what damage does that do?
None.
Right?
None at all.
Like if he just says, yeah, I did this.
Yeah. Listen, the second that music hits, people are just gonna forget all about it.
Yeah. But I mean, even stock wise or sponsorship wise, does it impact at all if he sticks around?
No, because again, he's not this isn't back in the days. He's not on TV or anything.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be some companies that might want to take the moral high ground and be we don't want to do business. But I feel like most don't give a shit. They don't care.
Yeah.
They're not going to care.
It seems like I don't even know what it is. Is it the New Yorker or the New York Times?
New York Times, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. Well, they're trying everything they can to put this man down.
Listen, the stock hasn't moved a fucking inch. They are, they're golden.
Right?
Yeah, they're still good.
I feel like nothing has been impacted as much as it probably should be, seeing as this man is an absolute sleazeball.
Listen, if you watch the product, the advertisements are still there.
Yeah.
Still primetime on USA Network.
Yeah.
So
haven't been kicked off.
Yeah, Fox
is loving it.
Numbers are doing fine, so it's I don't see.
Yeah.
And even the 2 times he did come out, people cheered the fuck out of him. So it's not a lot of motivation for companies to back out here.
Right. Yeah, it's a weird time.
Very,
it's a weird
very,
time.
Very weird.
But do you want him to step down? That's a big question entirely. That's a completely different animal. Do you want Vince McMahon to step down? Because theoretically, the people that would take their place, his place, Stephanie, Triple H, perhaps Shawn Michaels at the helm, his right-hand man. But then there's going to be a Bruce Pritchard. There's going to be a Nick Khan lurking in the shadows. But do you want, in your heart of hearts, Vince McMahon to step away from the WWE?
I've wanted him to step away for the last 10 years.
Wow.
But you do bring up a good point. Because even though if he steps down, we get Stephanie, we get Triple H, we get their whole crew of people.
I would imagine.
Yeah, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
But you do bring up a good point. No Vince to at the top.
Yeah.
That leaves it wide open for a guy like Nick Khan to push the sell button.
Yeah. Right.
So it's they're in a very weird place right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a very, very weird place with the allegations, with the product kind of getting stale, but then in the business side, everything's still going fucking great.
Making money.
So wrestling's in a weird place right now.
It is. Very strange.
Very, very strange. So that's why I'm looking forward to getting in that DeLorean.
Oh my God. Are you setting us up?
Yeah, yes, you know it.
Getting in the DeLorean.
We're getting in the DeLorean, baby. And we're heading back to 1996 for Halloween Havoc.
Halloween Havoc, 1996.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So here we go. All right,
Yes.
we're gonna move into it slowly now.
Wait.
We've got a lot of admin to cover.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
What about the numbers?
We're gonna get to the numbers.
Oh, okay. I was worried for a second.
But we have to ease ourselves.
I had 911 on speed dial just now, buddy.
I know. I was
Don't
having a
scare
stroke.
me.
I was having a stroke.
Scare me like that.
We got to tease them a little. Like I said, you got to tickle the scrote. But here we go. Okay, so now we're starting here at Halloween Havoc 96.
Yes.
Because we are covering Hollywood Hogan. We are covering Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper round 2. All right? The reason that I wanted to dive into this timeline is for a lot of different reasons. Because, one, I feel that this storyline is quite underrated. Okay. It becomes a train wreck. But at the beginning, I think that it's actually quite an underrated feud.
Okay.
Now, this is deep in the storyline of the NWO saga. Okay, and all that's encompassing. Sting is now just recently left on our current timeline.
Yeah.
At Fall Brawl the previous month, we had the War Games cage match where the NWO Sting and regular Sting met face to face, and all the controversy that ensued.
Okay.
Now, WCW and everybody in WCW thought that Sting had joined the NWO because they got an NWO Sting. Right? So then, Sting proves that he is not, in fact, with the NWO, but is so pissed off that everybody just immediately assumed things that he is gone. He is out of here. So the NWO is systematically tearing apart the WCW at the seams. Took the WCW's figurehead, pushed him off to the side, bam, non-factor. We have the Giant taking the U.S. title from Ric Flair and holding that hostage.
Yeah.
More on that later. We have tonight the tag team titles on the line, Harlem Heat and the Outsiders. More on that later. And then, main event here tonight, Hollywood Hogan, Randy Savage, and the huge storyline that has been going on for quite some time now, where Hogan has taken Liz essentially hostage in the NWO and is using her to get into the mind of young Randall. And so here we are. So along with everything that's going on in WCW itself, we're going to get this adrenaline shot with one Roddy Piper. Yeah. I'm looking quite forward to it.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting to review this timeline, but from a WCW's perspective.
Yes, we're going into the boom period. This is when the WCW was about to take off into the stratosphere. They had just recently started beating WWE in the ratings at this point. Not the 83 weeks, I don't believe. That's coming just a wee bit further in the future that we're definitely going to get into.
Okay.
But here and now, this is the hot period.
Okay.
For 5 months, the NWO storyline has already been taking its toll. The Outsiders coming into the fold in July, August time. The third man being revealed, Hogan.
Mhm.
And then we have Six, we have Giant, we have Ted DiBiase. And Eric Bischoff in the promo package here says, the biggest mistake that I ever made was bringing Hulk Hogan into WCW. Truer words never spoken in both good and bad. Now, before we get into the real numbers, okay, I wanted to bring up this note, okay, because I did some digging. The old K-Bones did some digging.
Some research.
Yes, I wanted to find out the contract of one Roddy Piper.
Okay.
And I found it. I found the numbers. Yes.
Of course you did.
Roddy Piper in 1996. Mm-hmm. So from October to December, $185,206 a month. Over the course of 3 years, he makes $2.7 million.
Holy shit.
That is his contract. That is his deal, right? So I bring this up because Roddy Piper said in interviews in the future that he paid for his contract in 2 pay-per-views, being Starrcade 96 and Super Brawl 97. Now we're going to get into those deep, but I just wanted to plant that into the minds of the audience right now. Roddy Piper at $185,000 plus. Let's see, $2.7 million in 3 years.
And what was his last feud before? What did he do before this?
Yes. Moment? So he in 1996 was the WWF commissioner. So starting in January of 96, thereabouts, Roddy Piper was with the World Wrestling Federation. He had been the interim commissioner while Gorilla Monsoon was taken out by Vader, who debuted at the Royal Rumble and attacked him the next night on Monday Night Raw. Now, Roddy Piper then goes on to WrestleMania 12 in a little match you might know as the Backlot Brawl with Goldust.
Okay.
And after toiling around and doing little bits and pieces, obviously there was more money elsewhere in the land of WCW. So he was making considerably less money in the World Wrestling Federation because they are notoriously getting off of their horrible 1995 year. Yeah. So they are in financial straits and not doing too much better in 1996, even with Shawn Michaels at the helm.
Well, his feud was with Psycho Sid. That was only so much the showstopper can do.
There you go.
So they saw that Goldust match and we're like, this man's worth $2 million.
Oh, well, I mean, certainly at this point in time, it was about gathering up as many stars, recognizable names as humanly possible. That's why we have Jim Duggan here. That's why we have the Nasty Boys here. That's why we have Big Bubba here.
I can't think of another promotion that's doing that now.
Oh, yeah, not at all. Not at all. The Nitro before this, I want to discuss as well, because I went back, I had a look, I had a listen, okay? So here's the thing. Nitro, the go-home episode for Halloween Havoc 1996, featured such incredible stars as Jimmy Graffiti, Ron Studd, The Roadblock, The Fantastics, NWO Sting, and Randy Savage cutting a promo. The only appearance of an NWO member, barring NWO Sting, if you can even call it that, the only appearance was by video package in which Hogan and the Giant were on the set of Hogan's movie, The Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain.
I've never heard of that movie before.
Unironically, I fucking love that movie. I love just how terrible that movie is
Oh my God.
in every way.
Wait, but are they both in the movie?
The Giant might have been in the movie. I can't remember. I haven't watched this since I was a kid. But Hogan is the star of that movie with the three ninjas.
Oh my God.
And they are at a theme park that gets taken hostage by Medusa and a couple of henchmen. I can't. It's bonkers.
Wrestling Medusa or
No,
Greek mythology
Greek
Medusa?
mythology
Oh my
Medusa.
What
So,
the-
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, something for you to look up, pal.
No, I'm definitely watching that.
Yeah. So Hogan and the Giant are on the
Three
set.
ninjas.
Yeah, with Miss Elizabeth, and they are trying to coerce Miss Elizabeth into creating a heartfelt, emotional video to, fuck with Randy Savage.
Sorry, just you talking about that Three Ninjas movie
Yes.
we're gonna get into it, but makes the Piper Hogan promo at the end 1,000 times more funny. We're gonna get into it, but just
yes. So that's for a go home episode. We've in the current generation of things, we have seen some really crap go home shows for pay-per-views.
But see, like,
this is on another level.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because nowadays the go home episode for a pay-per-view is just kind of boring.
Yeah.
But this sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds like it's unwatchable.
It's seriously, who is Jimmy Graffiti? Who is Roadblock? Who are the Fantastics? I don't know. But Lord howdy. Okay, so now we can get into it. We can get into Halloween Havoc 1996, October 27th, 1996 to be exact. And ladies and gentlemen,
Nevada.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Yep. I should say we are doing a horrible thing right now.
What?
We are not saying Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc. Because this is Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
Yeah. And they did not, they made sure to let you know, too.
Every single time. I have a few drinking games on the docket. Top of them is drink every time they say Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc. You will be pissed beyond belief by the end of it.
And even every time someone will go to the outside and try to do anything hardcore, they'll be like, yay, that move's not that effective because of the Slim Jim pads. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. We get it.
Yeah, the Slim pads are doing it. So Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
Yes.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, in the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
This company failed.
Baby. But I'll tell you what they didn't fail at. They didn't fail at the numbers!
Blow someone's eardrum off.
We got there. We got there in the end. 10,000 people packing them in for 175,000 approximate pay-per-view buys. This is up quite substantially from the 145,000 buys from the previous Halloween Havoc, which featured the Yeti.
Oh, we're reviewing the wrong year. Come on. Shit. Time, brother. Time. At the live gate, $224,660. Yes. And the merchandise sales approximately $69,000 with the caveat of a $35,000 approximate dollars was just in NWO merchandise. I was just gonna tell you how much was, because there was a lot of NWO merch shirts in the crowd.
Indeed, and one very huge point here, which makes Randy Savage be probably one of the best gets for WCW in the history. Like anybody that they ever signed, Randy Savage is probably the best because he came with the Slim Jim sponsorship.
Yeah.
What they got for the Slim Jim Halloween Havoc, $250,000 just for the sponsor.
Damn.
Which makes Randy Savage practically free.
Yeah, because he even had Slim Jim on his tights and everything. This guy was very committed.
He was repping it, baby.
Jesus.
All right, so now we can get into the actual show. Now that we've got all of that admin out of the way, and we have really set the stage.
We set up the era, the feuds coming into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to review the show, baby.
Exactly. Dusty Rhodes, Tony Schiavone, and Bobby the Brain Heenan are on the desk, a 3-man booth. How do you feel about 3-man booths? Because we're just getting off of the 2-man booth. We've been with the 2-man booth for quite some time, be it in the Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan, or Jesse and Vince, or Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross. How do you feel about 3 men on the desk?
For me, like the less the better. Like I like the 2-man dynamic.
Yes.
Fuck, I enjoy ECW. I would prefer just one dude doing it. Because I feel like with the 3-man dynamic, it's sometimes it's just a lot. It's just too much noise, and then someone's always gonna get left out. But this one worked out pretty nicely. I enjoyed this commentary.
Yes. So not a great fan of 3-man booth. Not a great fan, but these guys make it work. How do you feel about 4 men on the desk? Because that's what we get here in match number 1 for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Listen, I watched the AEW show, and I think they had like 5 men at one table at one point. I wanted to blow my fucking brains out. Jesus.
Dean Malenko is challenging champion Rey Mysterio. Cruiserweight title is on the line. Malenko has the mask.
Yes.
But Rey has the title.
Malenko stole the mask from Rey in their last matchup.
Indeed.
Which, if you know the whole luchador thing, that's a sign of disrespect.
Huge disrespect. Tenay has joined us for a 4-man group. Mike Tenay. But I will say, having Mike Tenay on the desk is extraordinarily beneficial, especially at this time. He was basically the luchador cruiserweight correspondent at the time. So he wasn't a regular guy on the desk. Every time there was a cruiserweight bout on Nitro, on Saturday night, on pay-per-views, he was your guy, so that he would give you the backstory. He would give you the information, because Dusty wasn't going to bother to do any information, and Tony Schiavone wasn't going to do it either, and Bobby Heenan is racist.
If it were up to me, it should have been just Dusty this whole night.
There you go. Yes, so it is a stiff back suplex by Dean Malenko in order to start. A spine buster and a cloverleaf attempt, but Rey Mysterio able to spin out. A springboard is caught, but Rey is flipping all over the shop and hits a Hurricane Rana.
Yep.
Yes. A fake out of the 619, and the crowd is loving it. Yes. Springboard drop kick triangle over the top rope. And then gets a senton as well off. Rey Mysterio is all over the place here. It's electric.
And again, he was back in, this time he was in great shape.
Incredible. Yeah.
I think we got too used to seeing fat Rey Mysterio, but he was in great shape.
Yes, and Rey Mysterio here is pulling off the style and the moves that, there's no one. There's literally no one that can do what he can do at this point. Revolutionary, like no doubt about it. There is a reason that he is considered a legend. Rey Mysterio gets his mask back from Dean Malenko, and he takes off the one that he's currently wearing in order to put on the old one, which makes no fucking sense. No reason for this.
And also, instead of because he's trying to protect his face.
Yeah.
And instead of going under the ring or something, he just kind of tries to do it in the middle of the ring while the camera's trying to zoom in on his face.
Not smooth at all. But he gets the mask on, and then goes into the 10-punch spot. Goes for a roll up, but it's a 2 count. A sidewalk slam reversal by Dean tosses Rey into the ropes.
Yeah, that was a very cool spot.
Yes, puts him right into the
suplex,
ropes.
but instead shooting him into the ropes.
And then he basically lands knees first as well, so it ends up hurting his knees a little bit. A bow and arrow type stretch submission by Dean Malenko here, and then a top rope suplex attempt and lands, but it is only a 2 count. Head scissors, keeping in control, Dean Malenko. Suplex stalling style, but it is again only a 2 count. A small package by Rey Mysterio out of nowhere for a quick near fall, but Dean Malenko maintains control. A small package by Rey, but a quick kick out here, and then Dean Malenko with a backbreaker submission attempt right after. Like every bit of offense that Rey Mysterio gets, Dean Malenko cuts it out, uses the submission game.
And the beauty about everything that's going on here is that everything's so smooth.
Yeah.
Everything is just flowing. Like there's no hiccups or anything, which is, especially at the speed that they're going, is incredible.
Seriously, and it's amazing stuff. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker switches into a camel clutch submission. Like the Dean Malenko with these two men's styles of the high flying and the technical is a brilliant display here. Outside, back to the apron. Then there is a back inside a sleeper attempt. Rey Mysterio able to fight back, only to get slammed down, and then they go into a sleeper spot twice, which was kind of weird. Like goes right back into a sleeper. And the arms down and all that stuff.
The fact that they did that spot twice was kind of weird. But it happens again in another match later.
Yes,
which,
it does.
I don't know, that kind of annoyed me a little, but it wasn't that bad.
Yes. Northern Lights suplex, 2 count. Both men up and punching each other all over the place. They're inside, outside, and then it's just a straight up low blow by Dean Malenko. The referee doesn't see it, but he just kicks Rey Mysterio right in the dick. Back into the ring, goes for another tilt-a-whirl, but Rey manages to flip through. But again, only a 2 count. Springboard somersault back into the ring. Oh my God.
Absolute madness.
Oh my God. Cradle by Rey Mysterio, but a 2 count. Back and forth. No pins. A clothesline by Dean Malenko. A suplex by Dean. Still a kick out. Rey Mysterio will not die. Rey passes through Dean and sends Dean all the way to the outside. Then a corkscrew springboard dive by Rey Mysterio to the outside. Back in. Frankensteiner tries for a springboard into a powerbomb. A sit-out powerbomb by Dean Malenko, which lights up the crowd, and it's still a 2. So now they are fighting on the top rope. Dean manages to push Rey off. Rey Mysterio gets right back up again, however. On the top rope again, Dean Malenko with a gut-wrench powerbomb from the top rope to the ground. A pin. 1, 2, 3. Dean Malenko is your new Cruiserweight champion. These guys were given 20 minutes of non-stop action, and I'm telling you right now, the work rate of these two men was better and more than anything that we covered in the Attitude Era so far.
Listen, oh my God, that's how you open a show. If you see that and you change the channel, you just probably don't like wrestling.
Seriously,
that's how you open a show.
Oh my God.
That's an opener.
I don't think anybody talks about Rey Mysterio and Dean Malenko matches enough, because these guys, this was their 5th outing, they said. On
they were 2-2.
Trading the title back and forth. This is the Halloween Havoc 96. Everybody talks about Eddie and Rey, which is a classic next year that we're going to get into. But do not sleep on this match. This was a goddamn classic in every sense of the word. Our commentary will not do this justice. Go out of your way to watch this match.
Listen, just the speed and the fluidity that they were working with. Amazing stuff. The commentary for this was, and this is going to be the thing for the commentary the whole night. which they're just saying shit.
Yes, yeah. A lot of the time, like they can't call the moves.
Yeah.
Like Tenay is doing his best to call the moves, but everybody else around him is just like Mexican jumping bean, not a destiny, not a destiny, baby. What a goddamn move! But Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
Because Tony would just be like, "Yeah, he flipped and dropped them on his head."
Yeah,
and then fucking Dusty would just say, like, well, my grandpappy used to tell me that's called, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
He's going to filibustering. And Bobby Heenan is like, oh, Mexican jumping bean. Like, what's happening?
Oh, this is why I hate three people at the same time. Like, this is just chaotic. But again, this match, you have to go out of your way to watch it, even though the commentary isn't great.
No.
But this match was a banger, and the crowd was into it the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of those ones.
Oh, God. What an opener. What an opener.
Yep.
Backstage with Lee Marshall,
Mm.
Jeff Jarrett is hyping his match with the Giant. And here is my second drinking game of the night.
Oh, no.
Have a drink every time Jeff Jarrett goes, ha ha. Because he says, I'm here tonight, ha ha, to talk about, ha ha ha, fighting the Giant, ha ha, in the ring, ha ha. No choke slam for you, ha ha, because I'm a member of the Four Horsemen. So no threats, ha ha. No choke slam for me, ha 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 ha.
What are you talking about? That's how normal humans talk, Keenan.
This, oh my God. And then Ric Flair. So drink every time he says woo.
Yeah.
Because Rick joins in and woo, women, woo, all night long. Woo, walk the aisle, daddy.
Because he's at that stage of it. At this point, he's at that stage of his career.
Oh, God.
Where he's like, fuck it, I'm not going to try. I'm just going to yell, say like one thing about women or something, and that's my promo.
That's it.
So this wasn't great. And I was hyped when I saw Ric Flair come on. I'm like, a classic Ric Flair promo. Yeah. It was not.
No. What the hell was this?
I don't know what his angle was for this promo. I'm like, what was...
Flaming Jesus. Battle for the ring.
Yes.
DDP
versus Eddie Guerrero.
Yes. Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes.
What? Versus Eddie Guerrero.
What?
Any nicknames that you have for DDP?
No, sir, I do not.
No?
No.
All right.
DDP just stands for Diamond Dallas.
Yes, it does. So DDP at the beginning of this match spits at Eddie Guerrero. Both men slapping each other.
Before we start reviewing, I don't like DDP as a heel.
Yeah, I don't like this character of Diamond Dallas. Yeah. He's coming out. He's got the big cigar. Yeah. He's got like the weird glasses.
Because apparently Eddie won the diamond ring, but DDP stole it from him. I don't know. Maybe it's because we've just seen him as a face for so long, but I did not like him as a heel. Yeah, well, at this point in his career, I think he's still kind of like trying to find himself career-wise. Yeah. Because he's still, as you can see, very much a mid-card act. He's not gotten any real fire lit under him. And he's a man with too many gimmicks because he's got the ring, he's got the diamonds, he's doing the self high five thing, so he's a bit goofy, and then he's got the comedy style in his heel act, but he's supposed to be cool. Like, it's too much in the pot. You wanted to do everything at the same time.
Yeah. So yes, both men slapping around each other. Eddie with a takedown, an outside brawl. Arm drags by Eddie Guerrero once they get back into the ring. A tilt-a-whirl attempt by Diamond Dallas Page, but it is reversed into a headlock takeover by Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, this spot. This is the one that we were talking about where Eddie has DDP in a headlock.
Yes.
And DDP will do his thing and reverse out of it just to end up right back in the headlock, and they do that at least 3 times, I believe.
Yes.
So that was
a bit irritating, bit repetitive for this match that is considerably shorter than that of Dean Malenko and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
So I was able to forgive the sleeper spot twice in the previous match. No forgiveness here.
Yeah. And after they did it twice here, I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. And then DDP goes for a sort of a camel clutch.
Yes.
But then Eddie somehow reverses that into a headlock, and I'm like, how? That's
very, very strange. And Dusty Rhodes on commentary here, okay? He begins to start talking about tradition and how Eddie Guerrero comes from a long lineage. And he goes by, and Bobby is trying to talk over him. So Dusty is just like, well, wait a minute, Bab, okay? Wait a minute, Bab. It's about tradition. Are you with me, Bobby? Are you here, Bab? It's about tradition and all the times in the back of the times and the days where Eddie Guerrero and the Guerrero family used to be all about tradition and being with me. Are you with me, Bob? And Bobby's just like, I'm here.
I love that commentary. It's fucking madness. Nothing he says makes sense.
Also have to point out the first appearance of Nick Patrick tonight. The referee.
Yeah.
And he is wearing a gigantically comical neck brace.
I literally had to learn this referee's name.
Yes.
For reasons that we're gonna get into.
Oh, he becomes very influential.
Yeah. After like three matches, I'm like, okay, I need to learn this guy's name because he's gonna be here for a while.
Eddie with a drop kick to Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas puts himself in between the ropes, in between the top and middle.
Yeah.
And
remember, he's a cool guy.
He's cool. He's cool.
Cool guy. He's just relaxing.
Absolutely. Eddie then kicks him in the guts and sends him to the out. Eddie goes to the outside to meet Diamond Dallas Page and sends him into the rail. Back into the ring, up and over with his kind of like a senton thing onto Diamond Dallas Page. DDP then reverses the whip and crotches Eddie on the top rope.
Yeah.
Sure. DDP then tries to use the ropes to get a cover, but Nick Patrick catches it. So he's like, hey, don't you do that.
Oh, now. Okay. All right.
And then Diamond Dallas Page with a huge flapjack on Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Impressive height there. An elbow to the gut as Diamond Dallas Page takes control.
Nope. Not letting you get on here and lie to these people.
What are you talking about?
He elbowed him to the dick. I don't know what was up in the 90s and these dick shots.
This was an elbow to the gut.
You are a liar.
It was in the guts.
No, it was not.
Oh my God. Agree to disagree. A gut wrench into a gut buster by Diamond Dallas Page.
That was to
you
the gut.
You agree with those? An abdominal stretch by Diamond Dallas Page, but it gets hip tossed out. A tilt-a-whirl side slam by Diamond Dallas Page. It results in a 2. Page then pushes Nick Patrick, and Nick Patrick pushes him back.
I didn't like this spot.
Nearly gets pinned.
I didn't like this spot.
Didn't like this
because after the Nick Patrick shoves DDP, which already makes this badass heel look weak as fuck.
Indeed.
He kicks out. And then he goes to argue with Nick Patrick again. And Nick Patrick kind of like screams at him to the point where Diamond Dallas Page is like quivering in a corner. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching right now? What is that? What is going on? So I didn't like that spot, especially for if you're like the badass heel and then him like apologizing, like, oh, my bad. I didn't like that spot.
He's got the guilty coward, you know? That's the element of the character.
You can't be a cool guy and also a coward.
He's trying to make it work. Jesus fuck.
There's like 19 gimmicks in one.
So yes, Eddie Guerrero ends up back and forth pin attempts, a clothesline by Diamond Dallas Page, a huge European uppercut by Eddie Guerrero, knocking the shit out of DDP.
Knocking him out the ring.
Yes. Then it is a top rope splash to the outside, a flapjack by DDP. That was the the pile driver, but it ends up being like a face plant.
Yeah.
2 count anyway. Spinning powerbomb.
Which I don't think is technically a flapjack.
No.
But again,
that's what Tony called it. Who are we to deny Tony Schiavone? Spinning powerbomb, still a 2 count, and then an emphatic diamond cutter, and then flat finish because DDP just picks up the win.
I thought the powerbomb spot was gonna be the finish.
Yeah, no.
But Eddie kicks out, and it wasn't even like a quick
No.
cutter. He like grabbed him and kind of like
held him there, taunted a bit, then planted him
for the win.
And it was like, okay, all right.
And they just give him the diamond ring, and he's on his way. And I'm like, okay.
Like I got through the end of that match, and I'm just all right.
If this is what you guys want to
do. Mike Tenay with the Slim Jim sweepstakes at Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
Randy Savage is giving away a monster truck.
To who?
To the winner.
What the fuck is someone gonna do with a monster truck?
I don't know, but Joan wins it.
Oh my god. Didn't they give out a fucking smaller vehicle that they can use to go to school or something?
No.
A monster truck.
Yeah.
All right.
A monster truck. Won by Joan McLennan.
Hopefully he's somewhere in the South. If he's in New York, that's going to be a bitch to drive.
Who knows? Randy Savage, after he picks the winner, asks one to go out on a date in the monster truck with Joan. And then,
wait.
And then, were you not paying attention?
No, I skipped this. I didn't want to see this bullshit. Wait, so
some pretty significant stuff took place.
Wait,
here.
So Savage wants to go on a date with Nick?
No, with Joan, with the winner of the monster truck.
But isn't Joan a dude?
No, Joan McLennan is a woman.
Oh. I missed the wild promo. What the fuck?
What the hell? Okay, so Randy asks to go out on a date.
Wait, so they gave a young lady a monster truck?
Well, they picked it out of a thing.
Oh my god.
Like it was a random drawing. John, there was a big, like, Slim Jim that they cracked open. They picked out a name.
Why did I skip this?
I don't know.
This seems like
we're supposed to be reviewing the shows.
I thought it was just like a quick, like, announce a winner and leave type of thing. So I'm like, I don't care. Because
not only does he ask to go out on a date, but he also asks for Joan to use said monster truck to run over Hulk Hogan.
Wait, so did they call her?
No.
Oh, so he's just hoping that she says yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's just going off. So that was that. And then
Lord.
Then a quick victory speech by Dean Malenko. And on to a crowd interview. The first of many from Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, he's at the entrance where the NWO is going to make their entrances.
Yes.
Because they're not going to use the regular entrance.
Yeah. So the Giant has the U.S. title hostage, and basically Ted DiBiase is running down Jeff Jarrett, calling him a fool for wanting to take this match and climb into the ring with the Giant, because you're climbing into the ring with this guy, and you're not going to be able to beat a man like the Giant when you climb into the ring with him.
Yeah, and then the Giant basically said that he's going to stick. He's gonna grab Jeff Jarrett and stick him to the wall.
Yeah.
And to the ceiling.
Yeah.
To the mat.
Yeah.
Because he's glue.
Yeah.
You see?
Everybody.
The Giant's glue.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's gonna choke slam him right in the center of that ring.
Stick him to the center.
Right in a canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah. A shit promo. As we move to match number 3. The Giant coming down, then Jeff Jarrett. Ric Flair is going to be at ringside for this one. Ric Flair is dealing with the old shoulder. The old shoulder is giving him some ouchies.
Probably a mountain of cocaine, too.
Yep, probably a bit of that. Jeff Jarrett with a punch, and then he struts.
Yeah, so they start off with a little, like, face-off, a little, like, you're big, but I got heart.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then Big Show's like, you're oh shit, the Giant.
Don't you fucking dare. We are not doing WWF this month. Okay?
I mean, the Giant.
Yeah, get that shit out of your head.
I mean, the Giant was like, you're so small. And Jeff Jarrett decks him in the face.
Just right in the face.
Yep.
Jeff Jarrett is supposed to be the baby face. Ric Flair then with the woos all over the place. All right, so he's just woo, 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 woo.
And Jeff Jarrett is doing the Ric Flair strut in the ring. Ric Flair's doing it outside the ring.
Exactly.
It's madness.
It is. And then Jeff Jarrett stupidly locks in a headlock on the Giant. And the Giant throws him off and then beels him out of the corner. Full power on display here. A clothesline, a duck under, and then a big old sleeper by Jeff. Giant tries to get out of this, but he starts to fade a bit, but ends up getting out.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He gets out of the sleeper.
Haven't seen that today.
I know.
Haven't seen that today
but he does miss the splash in the corner. Okay, the Giant goes for the big splash, not to be. But it doesn't matter because the Giant with a big old boot, Ric Flair grabs a chair, tries to slide it into the ring, immediately slides back out.
Again, I don't know. He brings it in. The ref immediately sees him because the ref's not distracted or anything. So he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
An elbow by the Giant, and then a headbutt by the Giant right into the balls.
Yeah. Oh, now it's the gut.
This one was the balls. This one was the balls.
The Giant, he has Jeff in a backbreaker, and Ric Flair grabs the mic and starts hyping up Jeff. But it doesn't.
Says, "Get up, Jeff Jarrett, and kick his NWO ass." Woo! Get up, Jeff Jarrett, and kick his NWO ass.
Which must suck if you're getting hyped up while you're getting your ass kicked. That is hilarious.
A weak ass backbreaker by the Giant, not once but twice. Then Jeff Jarrett ends up being locked in the infamous bear hug.
Yeah. But then he does what any smart man would do and just bites the Giant's face.
Just nibbling right on the nose. He slides under a big boot and lands a couple of drop kicks. Tries to go for a slam, but of course the Giant falls on top of him. Jeff Jarrett gets out of that. 2 count. Top rope, axe handle. Goes for a cross body. But the Giant it gets the Giant down, and then goes for a figure 4 leg lock. But the Giant just boom, just kicks him right off
the fucking ring.
Kicks him right off. That's it. Just bam.
But that was a decent comeback from Jeff Jarrett. Really got the crowd into it.
Yeah, getting a bit of fire under him. The Giant and everybody on the outside here goes for a choke slam, but ends up getting a low blow by Ric Flair right in the dongus. It is a DQ finish. Yep. The Giant officially wins the match. Arn Anderson, the rest of the 4 horsemen rush the ring. It is 5 on 1. And the Giant, he's walking right on out of there. He's smarter than that.
Yeah.
He's smarter than that. He's got the brains. This match was shit.
I did not like this match had moments, but for some reason I didn't like Jeff Jarrett basically doing every move you shouldn't do if you're facing a Giant.
Yeah.
A headlock, trying to Irish whip him.
Yeah. Body
slam him. I'm like, come on. Why are you trying to do everything you're not supposed to do?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a decent match, but nothing special.
This match bored me to tears.
Really?
It bored me to tears. I actually stopped, fell asleep, and continued the show the next day. That is how bored I was.
Tell me Ric Flair wooing didn't do it for you?
Did not do it for me. Neither did this promo coming up next, because Ted DiBiase at the top of the interview area again. This time, a promo for Six. Okay?
We're going to see Ted a lot tonight.
Yeah.
And after the first promo, he ran out of steam. So the next couple ones.
Oh, God. Six is not great. Six is having a horrible time.
Yeah.
He's never been good at the promo.
One thing I did like about this promo was Ted DiBiase calling Jericho a nice young athlete.
Yeah, nice young athlete.
Like, yeah, I remember it was the time that Chris Jericho was young.
A fine young man. Yes, it is match number 4. 6 versus Chris Jericho. Yes, indeed. Nick Patrick is the referee for this match once again. Gigantic neck brace intact.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's going to call this one down the middle.
Oh, yeah.
They do some chain wrestling to start, some cruiserweight chain wrestling.
Yes, indeed.
Jericho's about to Irish whip Six into the corner, but Six reverses it. And then Jericho's about to reverse that into a moonsault, but Six then hits a amazing drop kick, sending Jericho flying outside the ring.
Oh, yes, yes, indeed. Jericho with getting back into the ring, excuse me. I also have something here. By Dusty Rhodes.
No.
Back on the commentary here. See, he tries to say young man. He's in reference to Six. Excuse me. He calls Six a punk. And Bobby Heenan is like, whoa, what's a punk? And don't call Chris Jericho a punk. And Dusty's like, I was definitely talking about Six. Okay, but I'll call him Six so brain don't get flubber busted.
What does that mean?
Six is in control on the outside, a whip into the guardrail. Repeated kicks to the head as Jericho makes his way back in. A spin kick to the side of the head. Six, with the wear down game now, ends up with a catch kick in Saguri kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very innovative. I like that. Second rope elbow to the apron onto Jericho. Jericho moves from a corner drop kick, however, once they get back into the ring. Chris Jericho fires up with a backdrop and a spinning back kick.
Yeah, mocking Six.
Absolutely.
Six
Sent right to the outside. Springboard crossbody to the outside on Six. Back into the ring. A top back elbow drop from the top. It is a near fall. Jericho catches Six with the drop kick as Six tries to do a crossbody. Now, that was quite impressive. Catching him right off the top. But it is a slow count by referee Nick Patrick. Really favoring the neck here.
Yeah, come on. He has a messed up neck. What do you want him to do?
2 things, a broken vertebra.
After that quick count, Jericho is arguing with the ref.
Yes.
And Six uses that distraction to hit a spin kick for the win.
Well, I am.
After a pretty quick count.
Exactly.
And I don't like that finish.
Well, I will say I was okay with it. I was okay with the finish. I realized that it was screwiness. These guys could have kicked it into a second gear, could have kicked it into the third gear. Jericho and Six, Sean Waltman, X-Pac, they can go. And we know that. But this was to set up a Patrick and Jericho storyline and the tensions that's going on there.
You know what it is? I feel like if the finish wasn't so flat, I would have been more okay with the screwy finish.
Yes.
But the fact that it was just kind of like a simple, like, here's a spinning kick.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It kind of was like a bit flat. So then the screwy finish is like,
yeah.
Like a flat finish and a screwy finish. Like,
well, I think the thing is that I don't think Six has a finisher yet. Because it is the X Factor, but he doesn't get the X Factor until he goes back to the WWF.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know if he has a finisher at this point. So I think he's just finishing with whatever the hell he wants to do, which ends up being a spin kick, which just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, especially if you use it multiple times during the match.
Yeah, and it doesn't put him away.
Yeah.
But it was interesting stuff. Jericho confronts Nick Patrick, but Nick Patrick runs off, and then he helps Six to the back. Yeah, which was a nice little touch.
And Dusty was losing his mind
Yeah,
on
yeah.
commentary.
Mike Tenay is backstage with Lex Luger. Lex Luger promises to hurt Arn Anderson. Promises to rack him. All right? My autocorrect turned Arn into Arnold.
Arnold Anderson?
Yeah. So that's what he's going to be called for this next match now. Arnold blames Lex for the War Games loss because he was the man that took the submission finish after being attacked by Hogan, and I believe also Scott Hall had him in a move or something like that.
I might be confusing him with someone else, but wasn't Lex part of the Horsemen at one point?
No, not during this period anyway.
No, but I mean, like in general, he was. Was it him or am I thinking of someone else?
He might have been in there briefly. There was quite a lot of transitions. Psycho Sid was in there. Paul Roma was in there.
Might be confusing him with Psycho Sid.
Sting was in there for a minute. So Arnold Anderson versus Lex Luger.
And Lex comes out to the most annoying pyro I've ever fucking heard.
Absolutely.
That pyro was terrible.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about what's not annoying is Arn Anderson and the Four Horsemen's theme at this point.
Oh, yeah.
It is probably one of, if not the best song over any promotion ever. We're going to play it here because we need to listen to some Arn Anderson, some Four Horsemen. It's a banging song.
Yeah, it's fun. It's great. It's great. Not your version, but like the actual version.
Why do you have to take a dig at me both on and off camera?
Gotta make sure people listen.
Oh, you want me to keep in that shit music that you just did? You want to keep in that shit version? You piece of garbage. Fuck you. All right. Well then, what we're gonna do is match number 5. It is Lex Luger versus Arnold Anderson.
Yep.
And in the interest of sharing the load, because you want to be a piece of poo about it.
And Arn.
No.
Arn Anderson starts the match off with some big double axe handles to the back of Lex Luger. He then mocks Luger's little flex pose that he does.
He does.
Arn starts getting I almost called him Arnold.
Well, that's his name.
Arn starts getting cocky, turning his back on Luger. Luger then does the flex pose on Arn.
Right out the corner.
Disgusting.
A gorilla press slam. Right after that, sir. And then a big old clothesline over the top rope.
Yep. Luger then hits some elbow drops to the back of Arn followed by a backbreaker. Arn then hits a spine buster, but Arn is too tired to.
Beautiful
He's
spine buster.
Master of the spine buster.
Classic.
Goes without saying. He does go for the spine buster, but Lex Luger's been working his back throughout this whole match, so he's too tired to go for the pin.
Can't do it.
They go to the outside.
Yes.
Now Arn starts working the back of Lex Luger.
And while he's doing this, Dusty Rhodes is talking about Bula Bula.
Oh, yeah. This was the Bula Bula match.
This was the Bula Bula.
Yeah, this was the Bula. I thought it was the next one. No. This is the Bula Bula match.
This is Bula Bula.
And, oh, my God.
These two old pros, like these are veterans of the game, putting on a very competent match. Like it's a compelling, competent, story-driven match about two men working the back. And here's Dusty Rhodes talking about Bula Bula.
Bula Bula. He's like, when you don't know what to say, you just say boola boola. Boola boola.
Fucking idiots.
Losing their fucking minds up there.
Like,
Arn then hits a couple knees to the back of Luger.
yeah.
He then puts Luger in a submission hold, really, really working the back, working the boola boola. Luger then goes for a clothesline, but Arn ducks, and Luger almost hits the ref, but he stops before hitting him.
He does.
But doesn't matter because then Arn just shoves him into the ref anyway.
Ref bump there. Arn Anderson quickly goes and gets himself the steel chair, goes for a swing, but ends up ducking. Luger then catapults him very shittily into the ring post. Luger with a suplex on the outside as well. Luger then grabs the chair of his own and starts wailing on Arn Anderson once, twice, 3 times the chair. Rolls him back into the ring to put him into the torture rack. It is a submission, but Luger keeping it on.
Yep.
Keeping it on. Just rocking him. Just rocking him. Just rocking him.
After the match, Rick and Jeff Jarrett come down to check on Arn. They end up bringing in the stretcher, and they end up taking Arn out in the stretcher.
Yep, right with the stretcher. He's fucking out of here.
Boola boola, baby.
Boola boola. Lee Marshall backstage. I do appreciate the fact that they are varying the commentary team, the backstage interviewers. Okay, it's not all just Mean Gene. It's not all just Michael Cole. Right? We've got some Tenay. We've got some Lee. We've got some DiBiase.
Well, DiBiase not so much, but we got some Lee. We got some Lee.
Lee Marshall is backstage with Harlem Heat. He's with Colonel Parker and Sensational Sherry, or Sister Sherry at this moment in time. They are putting the tag titles on the line against the Outsiders. They're hyping that. Colonel Parker talking a whole load of trash. Yeah. And not much to say about it. It was a standard old promo.
Booker T does not say the N-word in this promo, so you could just skip this one.
Thankfully not. Thankfully not.
Skip this one.
No, almost. No, you're sitting right here. It's fine.
Almost went full Hulk Hogan on me, buddy.
I did. Match number 6. The Faces of Fear versus 2 members of the Horsemen, Steve Mongo McMichael and Chris Benoit, with Deborah McMichael at ringside and Woman. Yes. John, take us through.
I ain't got.
You don't have anything?
I ain't got nothing.
Nothing? No nuts? No notes?
No, sir.
No notes at all.
No, sirree.
Well.
There's a guy named Bongos in here.
Yeah, Bongos? Bongos is in the match, yeah. Ming and the Barbarian.
Jimmy Hart was there.
Jimmy Hart was, in fact, there. All right, so you don't have any notes.
No.
I didn't even watch the match.
Okay. All right. So we're just gonna...
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Are we gonna freestyle this one?
Here's the thing. Because we had a discussion. We had a discussion prior to coming on about whether or not we were going to review any of the Chris Benoit matches. Yeah. I said yes, we should definitely review Chris Benoit matches because they're part of the show.
Yeah.
Like, they're unavoidable. He's on every pay-per-view.
And me being a good sport, I was like, fine, let's do it.
Right.
Until I turned on the match, and I'm like, I can't do this.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And then we didn't discuss with each other any time after saying, yes, we're going to review it.
Yes.
So in my head, I was like, all right, cool. I can wipe my hands of this one. I will leave it to John because he will always take notes.
No, I had the same idea because I was like, well, if KJ said yes, then that means he's gonna watch it. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave that. up to him, and I'm just gonna wipe my hands of this match. So we should have talked to each other. But yeah, we both kind of had the same idea.
Only in reverse.
In reverse, yeah.
We relied on each other.
Yeah, because I'm like, you know what, Keenan's got this.
Yeah.
He's got this.
And I was like, John's got this. Just John has got this.
Apparently neither of us.
We both failed each other in this one.
I tried it, but you know.
However, we can discuss the post-match angle. You watched the post-match angle?
No, I did not.
Also didn't watch
any
of it. I at least watched the post-match angle. What happens is the Dungeon of Doom, who have been sitting at ringside, they were there for they were there for the previous encounter. They've been having issues with the Four Horsemen, which is spanning back for quite some time. As a matter of fact, to the Triple Tower of Doom cage match from all the way back at Uncensored in 1996, when the Alliance to End Hulkamania failed to end Hulkamania. Do you know anything about this?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly run through this just because it is so batshit crazy. We might just do a bonus episode on it one day.
Let's hear it.
It is Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage taking on the team of Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, Kevin Sullivan, Brutus Beefcake is in there, and then Zeus from No Holds Barred makes a return, this time to WCW, and a man who I can't even remember what his name was, but his original name concept was the Final Solution. And they had to change that name when they found out that it is in direct reference to the Holocaust and the protocol that they called the Final Solution.
Holy shit.
It is in a triple-decker cage.
I've seen the pictures of the cage. Yeah,
much like the Ready to Rumble cage, where Hogan and Savage must fight from the top tier down and get through all the stages of the Alliance to End Hulkamania. In this, Brutus Beefcake turns on the group, gives them literal frying pans
oh my God.
to use to defeat the Alliance to End Hulkamania. And that is the triple-decker cage.
Oh no, we're definitely doing a bonus episode on that.
So since then, the Horsemen and the Dungeon of Doom have been at odds.
Okay.
And rightfully so. So in this case, Kevin Sullivan and the Dungeon of Doom, they leap over the barricade. Conan, Big Bubba, Jimmy Hart, Kevin Sullivan. They attack Benoit. They attack Mongo McMichael. Kevin Sullivan.
Bongos.
Yep. Who famously booked his own divorce. Gets into a woman's face and starts taking off his coat, and he's like, "You're gonna remember who the real man is."
Oh, Lord.
And then he proceeds to put the boots to Chris Benoit. They leave both men laying, and out they go. And this would be this is really the genesis of the angle that heats up between Sullivan and Benoit.
Oh, this is the angle where he loses. Yes,
indeed.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. So, more on that in later installments.
So for the next couple pay-per-views,
yes,
we're gonna get at least one Benoit match
every single time.
Oh.
So from here on out, we're gonna review the show.
Yeah, we're not gonna depend
on each other. We're gonna have to do
some work. That we are both untrustworthy.
We're gonna have to do some work.
Do some legwork. All right.
Yes. Ted DiBiase, as we resumed our show.
Don't mind that weird gap.
Ted DiBiase's promo with the Outsiders. Sadly, the Outsiders don't talk here, and this is precisely the time that they should have been given the mic. Shouldn't have given it to the Giants. Shouldn't have given it to Six. Should have given it to the outsiders at this point.
Listen, it's down here from here for these Ted DiBiase promos.
Yeah, but sure enough, it is the outsiders versus Harlem Heat. WCW tag team titles are on the line. The outsiders coming out first, and the outsiders look so fucking cool. They look so cool.
Yeah,
they are the only two members so far that actually look cool.
Yeah, because the Giant is the Giant.
He's just the Giant. Doesn't look cool at all.
Yeah, you have
Six is like he's all right.
He looks 14.
Yeah, and he's not wearing like wrestling gear that is befitting of the NWO. It's it's still martial arts, like street fighter style. Yeah, it's really weird.
Hogan has a receding hairline.
Oh, so good lord! Oh, we're gonna get into Hogan later, especially that hairline. Holy shit!
Yeah, the outsiders are the only two in that group that look fucking badass.
Honestly,
Scott Hall with the oozing vest and every
and the Chico and all this, they look phenomenal. Mm-hmm. So they're in the ring as Harlem Heat comes out. They're face to face. Got the tag titles. They take the titles, Nash and Hall, and they pose with them a bit, which causes the crowd to chant "Razor." And Scott Hall is like, no, that's the other guy. And they're so like tongue in cheek, like beautiful stuff.
Miss Razor, man.
It is Scott Hall and Booker T to start in the ring. The toothpick toss right in the face of the Book, but Booker with a takedown quickly. Booker then with a side kick as well.
Yeah, his signature side kick that he started using more later in his career, but here he was just kind of like a transition.
Scott is able to lure Booker in with some hard right hands. Hall, they fight with the hip toss attempt. They're jockeying for position. Hall ends up being hip tossed over the top rope. Ray is tagged in, Stevie Ray that is, and Hall spits on him and then tags out to Big Sexy.
Yeah,
Big Sexy Kevin Nash with the elbows and the knees in the corner.
Yeah, and Scott Hall and fucking Kevin Nash, they were really laying it into Harlem Heat.
It was stiff.
Oh yeah,
it was stiff action. Sherry is attacking on the outside, but Nash is down. Booker is in and nails the scissor kick, but doesn't result in any pins there. As a matter of fact, pushes off the cover big time. Does Kevin Nash. Stevie Ray gets tagged back in, but Nash with a sidewalk slam, big stuff. Hall tagged in. Hall with a bulldog off the second rope, but it results in only a 2. Ray with a big old-fashioned clothesline. Just wha-bam!
Did you get to the Sister Sherry Scott Hall moment?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. It's on the way. You're jumping the gun. You're jumping the gun a little bit, all right? Tradition says that you got to wait a minute. Okay, are you with me, John? Are you there, John?
Keep it going.
Booker T with a forearm to Hall results in a near fall. Hall fights back with a clothesline, but it is only a 2 count. All right. Yes. Tag into Kevin Nash now with a big boot to Big Booker T. Snake Eyes and a clothesline by Scott Hall on the apron. These guys are in firm control right now as Hall gets tagged in. Big old choke slam. Stevie Ray is able to break it up, but Hall catches Booker T at a crossbody, ends up with a fall-away slam.
Fucking beautiful.
Gorgeous stuff.
Beautiful.
And now this, all right? You've been titillating. You've been titillating. Here it is. Sister Sherry gets up onto the apron. She gets up onto the apron. She slaps Scott Hall. Yeah. And Scott Hall responds with a kiss.
That's the only response.
Grabs hold of her. Just pulling her by the hair and just
what is happening?
Just tonsil hockey's the hell out of her.
Oh my God.
Tongue in mouth. Just all right. A good kiss.
Yeah.
Then throws her away like a discarded tissue. Is that what you wanted, John?
A bit graphic, but sure, I'll take that.
The pair trade sleepers. For about the 4th time. in the show.
I don't know what it is with sleepers in this fucking show,
I
man.
don't know. But Scott Hall ends it by crotching Booker T onto the ropes. Then both men end up colliding in a double down. Hot tag to Stevie Ray.
Yeah, and Stevie Ray's laying out all the members of the Outsiders.
Yes.
Just rights over here, rights over there.
Press slam Scott Hall into Kevin Nash.
Yeah,
there
fucking
you go.
badass moment.
Yes. Booker T clotheslines Kevin Nash out of the ring. Scott Hall is the only man left. They end up delivering the Harlem Hangover. Cover, but the referee is distracted at this point.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash comes back into the ring. So does Colonel Robert Parker. And he's got a cane with him. Kevin Nash grabs hold of Parker, says, "Give me that cane. Give me that cane, boy." And Parker reluctantly hands over the cane. Nash with a deck to old Stevie Ray, not once but twice, knocking Stevie Ray out. Scott Hall rolls on for the cover. It is a 1, 2, 3. We have new World Tag Team Champions. How did you feel about this tag match, brother?
I love this tag match. I love this tag match. You know, from the Sister Sherry stuff, the catching Booker T in a crossbody to the fallaway slam, the gorilla press to Hall into Nash. You know, Hall and Nash being just like the great heels that they are. Seeing a young Booker T before the fame, and just seeing him pull off the moves that are gonna make him this superstar, just pulling them off so casually, like, oh, here's just a little scissor kick, and you know, so that was kind of cool to see. So yeah, this was a fun match, and even at the end, the little distraction and all that stuff with the stick, I didn't hate that as much, just because it was kind of a competitive match. So
Yes.
So even though it was a screwy finish, you did get a really good tag match.
Yes, actually, I must commend all 4 people involved because they put on quite a good match. A lot of back and forth. No one ever had distinct advantage, which was pretty good. Everybody kind of got 2-3 minutes of offense apiece. Anytime somebody did take over, it wasn't for long. Frequent tags. Everybody got their chance to shine, I feel. And it was only a 13-minute match. I mean, they put a lot of stuff into that 13 minutes. Made it very compelling.
Yeah, no, from like the minute that both teams were in the ring with the titles and everything, like there was no empty spot. There was no fillers. It was just straight. There was something there. So that was really dope.
Very impressive. Very impressive. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event. It's Hollywood. Oh, yeah. We have Voodoo Child as our new intro theme.
Yeah.
I felt that we should change it up a little bit. And in the spirit of WCW, this is going to be Hollywood Hogan's song in WCW. And in the twilight of his WWE career, he takes that song with him as well. So I felt it's only fitting that we kick off our WCW with a little bit of Voodoo Child, baby. And at the head of Voodoo Child is Hollywood Hogan, who embraces us, who gives us a promo of the ages before he gets down to the ring. It is all huge shtick, big character, Hollywood Hogan. Now, like, we must first talk about Hollywood Hogan because you love Hulk Hogan.
I love Hulk Hogan, yeah.
I'm indifferent towards Hulk Hogan.
Fair enough.
But I fucking adore Hollywood Hogan. Hollywood Hogan is the best.
This aside from like a couple matches here and there that I would watch.
Yeah.
This is my first time really going in deep with Hollywood Hogan.
Yes.
Basically my whole life I just watched regular Hulk Hogan because I love regular Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
But this was a treat.
Oh my God.
This was a treat.
And since the beginning, the day after he turned heel, it was like a whole new man just unlocked. And this is what came out. Everything that Hulk Hogan probably is behind the scenes was able to be on full display here. And it's encapsulated in this promo where he's like, I've body slammed Hollywood. I'm a little bored of Hollywood. So I thought I'd come back, dude, and grace you with my presence. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is like unbelievable. Like he's got the hairpiece from High Noon at Mega Mountain. He's got the hairpiece. So he's got a full head of hair. He's got the bandana, on. The big glasses. Like he's got the giant behind him. He's got Ted DiBiase here. He's doing this whole hello NWO lights. Like it's so lame. But
that's what makes it great.
It's so good.
That's what makes it great.
And he's got the NWO belt, and as I say, like literally from the next day, he's been cutting these promos. So like he's been on fire.
Yeah.
On fire, this renewed character. Like, even if you just go back and watch the promos that he was cutting on Nitro, chef's kiss. Yeah. Chef's kiss.
Listen, that was one of like the biggest heel turns in like I would say in wrestling history.
Oh, without question.
Like
there is easily, not a bigger, more influential
unless John
turn.
Cena decides to turn.
Yeah.
This is like the biggest.
Yeah, I would argue even if Cena does, it's like 5-10 years too late. Because this at this time, like this is maybe just as people were really getting sick of Hogan.
Yeah.
Like 95, people were sick of Hogan. 96, people were really sick of Hogan, but Hogan wasn't there so much. He was in Hollywood filming the movies. So when he comes back now at the Bash at the Beach pay-per-view, people are like, oh shit, yeah, it's Hogan. And then he turns heel. And it's like, perfect time. Like, if you had done it any sooner, not as big an effect because outsiders aren't there. If you did it any later, would have already jumped the shark. Yeah. This is the most influential heel turn ever.
And that's the thing with this heel turn as well. That what makes it special is the fact that he's doing it with Hall and Nash.
Yes.
Because Hall and Nash, they're the guys that left WWE.
Exactly.
They went over to the enemy side. They're like the first major names.
Oh, yes.
They're like the first major names to switch over.
Yeah.
And then Hogan decides to align. Hogan, who's, was the face of WWE for the entire 80s.
Exactly.
90s. Mr. Eat Your Vitamins. Yeah. Now he switched over and he's joining the guys.
Yeah.
Man, you can't write anything better than that. Like that's the perfect heel turn. Perfect. And the fact that he's nailing this character.
Yeah. And he is hamming it up. He is hamming it up. Like this is turned up to 150. Yes, WCW title is on the line. Hogan, Macho Man, they're in the ring. Hogan powders out immediately to start.
Yeah. I love that he's doing like the classic I'm not ready yet, not ready yet.
Yeah, under the ropes, cowering away. And Bobby Heenan is right there. Like he's right on it. This is where Bobby Heenan's at his best because he's got Hogan. He's got the meat and potatoes to sink his teeth into because Heenan's right there. He's like, this man has always been a coward. I've managed people against him, and there would be people crying and screaming for Hogan in the front row when he was getting beat up. Well, look at this man now. Look at this. He's exactly what I always told you. He is oh my God. Like, he is so ready for this. And Hogan is there, and he's just all like cowering, and he's still got the hairpiece, he's still got the glasses and the bandana.
And it's also like a cool thing to see because Hogan, his whole career has just been like the loner, like he doesn't need anyone because he's so great.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's with the Giant, he's with Ted DiBiase, so that also added to this match as well.
So a lot of stalling. Nothing's happening. Like they don't touch each other for like the first 3 minutes.
Yeah. But
the crowd is there for it. It is such a stark contrast between Dean and Ray that kicked off the show.
And
that seems like a completely different company. But it's amazing because they're both getting these huge reactions. So it like I would normally hate it, like when the fucking Genius did this.
Oh yeah. I remember that episode. You're not a happy camper.
I hated this, but when Hogan's doing it, it just, I don't know, it just fits.
But I also like that when they actually do get their hands on each other.
Yeah.
Hogan puts Savage in a headlock.
Yeah.
He looks dead in the camera. He's like, Hollywood, brother. I was like, oh, shit.
Right there. Who's the big man now? Like, I'm the best in the world. Like, he's hitting him with the right hands.
Oh,
the referee is like, hey, watch the fists. And Hogan's like, yeah, watch his fists. I'll knock his head off. He Irish whips Randy Savage.
Not eating his vitamins anymore.
Yeah. But Randy ducks under the head of the punch, ends landing a couple of his own, and ends up knocking the glasses off. Places the glasses on. Randy's got the glasses. Hogan is cowering out. He's trying his best.
Yeah,
right? More punches, brawling on the outside. Then we get back into the ring. Right? The glasses are off. Hogan's begging. Macho grabs him by the headpiece. Right hand. And the hairpiece comes off. And Hogan is down. And then as he gets up, he's like feeling his head. He's like, oh no. And Randy's wearing the headpiece.
I was that killed. Because I thought he was going to throw the wig off. But he puts on the wig. And then he puts on the glasses too. And for the next, 5-10 minutes, he's beating Hogan up while wearing the wig and the glasses.
It's absurd. It's absurd. They go to the outside. They're battling up and down the ramp, around the ring. Macho grabs a steel chair and just nails Hogan in the head. Like, just crack. Unbelievable. And then
this is like a comic book villain when he's getting his comeuppance.
Yeah,
this is wild.
It's unreal. And then more brawling outside, but Hogan ends up getting the chair and ends up hitting Savage. Ted DiBiase is distracting the referee for more chair shots. Hogan is really pandering now. He's doing some struts. He's like, he crotches Macho Man on the railing and then kisses his head. He's like, oh, brother, I love you in this. And then Elizabeth is here.
Yep.
Elizabeth comes down.
So she's kind of torn because she's working for Hogan.
Yes.
But Savage is her one true love.
Exactly. Yes. Hogan is beating on Savage. Savage pantses Hogan as well.
Yeah, he does.
Showing ass.
What did Dusty say? It's a full moon in Vegas, baby.
Full moon in Vegas, baby. Full moon. Macho Man ends up fighting back, clothesline over the top rope. Hogan pulls Liz in front of him, and then Hogan and Savage do a runaround again. A slam by Macho Man, a knee to the back. Hogan goes out. They run around again. Hogan grabs Liz a second time, but this time pushes Liz into Randy, ends up knocking him down. Yeah. He gets control back into the ring. Hogan with the big boot. Liz gets into the ring, consoling Macho Man. Hogan is like, oh, no.
Yeah, because she gets into to kind of shield Macho Man. But Hogan's like, nah, grabs her by the hair, pulls her to the corner. He's like, hey, you work for me.
You work for me.
Yeah.
You work for me, bitch. Hogan ends up going across the road, go for the leg drop, but misses. Randy gets out of the way. Liz then stops Hogan from using a foreign object that Hogan has managed to grab, but it doesn't matter. Ref bump. Referee is down. Randy Savage with a big old body slam drops the elbow. Nick Patrick is here.
So the referee gets knocked out. While he's knocked out, Nick Patrick and another referee come out to take him to the back. And guess who stays out of all of them? It's
senior referee Nick Patrick. He's there. Patrick goes to count the 3, but he doesn't. stops at 2, feigning the neck. He's got the cracked vertebrae.
He needs to warm up. Yeah. He's not warm yet.
Yeah, he's not warm. Everything's fine, Savage pushes him down. What the hell? Hogan gets the weapon, tries to nail Macho, but nope. Macho says no. He ends up getting the weapon, shot to the head. Macho then grabs hold of Ted DiBiase. Okay, Ted DiBiase gets involved. The Giant comes out, and the Giant is pushing him around, ends up slamming or choke slamming Savage on the floor as light as you possibly could. Savage gets rolled back in. Hogan gets on top. 1, 2, 3, win.
And now, and after the match, this is probably my favorite part of the match.
Yes.
So, Hogan's knocked out because he got hit with the object.
Yes.
So Big Show comes out with this.
Hey!
The Giant. The Giant comes out with this big punch bowl full of ice water.
Indeed.
That he's bringing into the ring. And at this point, I'm not really sure what he was gonna do with it because I was confused. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this a celebration? What's going on? Mm-hmm. But he brings in this punch bowl full of ice water, ends up dropping half in the ring.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck? What is the what are we doing with this? So he ends up pouring the ice water on Hogan because Hogan was apparently knocked out.
He was.
And when he gets up, he's like, wait, well, what happened? They're like, no, you won. You won. And he's like, oh shit, I won. So that was hilarious.
And Hogan begins with a serenade of himself. Puts himself over in the biggest way possible.
He's the true king of Hollywood.
King of Hollywood. King of wrestling. Nobody can beat him.
Taking over WCW.
Oh, he's bored. NWO's for life. Too sweet. Yada, yada, yada. And then bagpipes play. Can you hear it, John? Can you hear it? We're playing it. We're playing it right now.
And
Scotland the Brave.
My one thing about that moment.
Yes.
I hate how the crowd is like, who could it be? The bagpipes is hitting, and of course the commentators have to be like, oh, who could it be? But the crowd was legit like, who? Bagpipes?
I don't think they could hear the bagpipes properly because I couldn't hear the bagpipes properly.
I was listening to the bagpipes, and I'm like, how do you guys not know who this is?
I don't think they
who else uses bagpipes.
I really don't think.
Okay, I'm glad that's the case because I thought this crowd was just stupid.
I could barely hear them. There was some type of audio issue.
I thought the crowd was just losing their mind. I'm like, how do you not know what the bagpipes are?
Well, they know what happens when Roddy Piper emerges. Walking like the old gunslinger. He doesn't even look like he knows where he is. He looks like he literally looks like he's wandered in and just happens to see Hogan.
And his brain just clicked that's my enemy.
A huge pop for Roddy Piper. Hogan is selling like he's seen a ghost, he's rubbing his eyes. He's like,
I love Hogan.
Piper. Yes, Piper comes in here and he says, first and foremost, he's come to break your monotony.
Yeah.
Come to break Hogan's monotony. Hogan says, he's trying to backtrack. He's trying to save face a bit here. He's like, I was saying that I was the king of wrestling, but looking back on it, we were kind of running neck and neck in the 80s. And then Piper is like, you just shut up a minute, all right? Not taking your bullshit.
And I love that every time the Giant would take a step forward, he's like, hey, Sprout. Hey, Sprout.
Get back in that corner. This is not about you. Roddy Piper is not here to represent the WCW, the NWA, the SPCA, the SOB, although he can be one mean SOB if he wants to be.
Love that line.
Yep. He calls Hulk Hogan Charlie Brown. He says, I am as big an icon in this industry as you are.
Yep. He's also a multimillionaire. He also has the movies.
A big Hollywood movie star. He says, if they didn't hate me so much, would they have loved you so much? Yeah. And then here's the biggest one. I'm the only guy you've never been able to beat. And it's not you that made the people. It's the people here made you.
Listen.
There is one fire line after another, after another, after another. Hogan.
That people's one, that one was tough.
Yeah. It's the people here that made you. And then Hogan admits to Piper. Maybe it was disingenuous, but he says, you're just as big a superstar as Hollywood Hogan.
Mm.
And they shake hands. And Roddy Piper goes to leave. He's leaving.
Yeah.
And Hogan says, when you go to the bathroom, you're supposed to squat in that one. Oh, them's are fighting words. And then they get back into the ring, face to face. Hogan now delivers quite a good line. He says, maybe we need to have the war that didn't settle the score.
I hated that line.
Oh, you hated that?
I hated that
line. Man. And then
the war that didn't settle the score.
Piper comes in, fires back, hot retort. I'm the reason you ain't got no hair. So what you gonna do about it?
And then I love that the commentary team is like, we're running out of time.
We gotta go.
And the camera's cutting while Piper's still talking. This is the second show we review that Piper has to get cut off because he won't stop talking.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, some fire lines here by Piper. And the crux of the story is this. If they didn't hate me so much, would they love you so much? The only guy you've never been able to beat. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's the people here that made you.
Yep.
And I mean, even this one, I'm as big an icon as you are.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't need much more than that.
Listen, because at that point, you know, everyone knows Hulk Hogan's legacy. So for you to be like, I'm up there with you.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yeah. Piper walks in, the old gunslinger, the old rebel, back for one more round. He sees Piper. He sees Hogan. He sees Piper on the marquee. And that's where we're heading. We're heading to Starrcade 1996,
yes,
brother.
Sir.
We're heading to Starrcade 96. But that was the show. That was Halloween Havoc 1996. And we have ourselves match of the night, standout star, and the show grade ahead of us.
Let's do it.
Match of the night, standout star, and the overall show grade for our first foray into WCW. Just John, match of the night, give it to me.
Match of the night, Ray Dean. That one's a no-brainer.
Yes.
Amazing match.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Standout star.
This one was a tough one. This one was a real tough one because, like, if you run down the card, I don't want to say no one stood out.
Yes.
But I feel like everyone's sort of established. Like, this wasn't a pay-per-view for, like, you know, like Ray and Dean. Like, Ray was amazing to me.
Absolutely.
But he lost. And Dean, like, I don't know what's next for him yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, who there stood out?
Yes.
Jeff Jarrett, the Giant, you know, outsiders already established. I don't think they stand out that much. So I would honestly just have to go for the NWO as a whole, I guess.
All right.
Really showing that, like, you know, that they're running things in WCW.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you enjoyed Ted DiBiase's promos?
I don't know. What?
He's part of the NWO, man.
I guess on like a technicality, but no.
And what is your overall show grade, sir? The first pay-per-view of WCW Review.
3.5 out of 5.
3.5.
Yeah. I feel like great pay-per-view. There wasn't any bad matches. Like, there were some slow matches, but there wasn't any really bad matches.
Yes.
Yeah, so like a 3.5.
Lovely.
3.5.
Okay.
Yeah. Your turn, buddy.
All right, yes.
Give it to us.
Okay, so the match of the night, the standout star, that I have written here, I am no longer going to do. because for work rate alone, yes, match of the night is Dean and Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
Hands down, you need to go and watch that.
Mhm.
However, I'm going to do that as my work rate match of the night.
Okay.
The match that I truly, truly, truly enjoyed, especially going back and reviewing everything, is the tag team title match, Outsiders versus Harlem Heat.
Fair.
So
fair.
match of the night will go to them, and the standout star, however, is going to the man that made me laugh out loud, the man that was the most entertaining throughout the entire night, the entire time that I seen him, Hollywood Hogan.
Fair.
With honorable mention to the flabberbuster himself, the American Dream, Dusty Rose, baby.
Fair.
Yes, but Hollywood Hogan needs to be my standout star.
So we're in agreement, NWO.
No.
Your match of the night is NWO.
I will give it to you.
And your standout stars from NWO.
I will give it to you. The Outsiders look cool as fuck. Cool as fuck. And the cool bad guy, it always grates on me a bit.
Question.
Yes.
Will we ever see another tag team like the Outsiders, like two big men? Not like what we see now, where it's like a worker and a big man.
Okay.
Like, I mean, two legit, almost 7-footers.
Ooh.
Will we see another tag team like that, or is that something that's gonna be lost in time?
I would imagine it's probably gonna be lost in time.
Yeah.
You might get. I think back to closest idea might be the Authors of Pain, but the difference there is, yes, they're big men, but they're not as capable as Hall and Nash.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is a big difference, that the charisma.
Because I feel like the last legit one would be Brothers of Destruction.
Yes. But yeah, current generation, I don't think we're ever going to see that again.
That's
not of the caliber of a Hall and Nash.
No,
the charisma was there. The work rate was there. The psychology was there. And they, even when you watch that tag match, it is something that is totally different from the WCW style.
Mm-hmm.
Entirely different. They are on par with the cruiserweights in a different sort of way, because the Arn Anderson and Lex Luger, for example, that is a very WCW formulaic match. You have the story, you have the basic moves, you have the basic set. You have Diamond Dallas Page and Eddie Guerrero. Shtick, little bit of panto, it's very WCW.
Yeah.
The Outsiders come in and inject that WWF style and do it in that cool way that really makes it stand out. Like, the Outsiders, at points in that match, were almost being worked over like baby faces.
Yeah.
They got hot tags like baby faces, yet they were still the heels. Yeah. And they were working with Harlem Heat, who outside of this NWO bubble are heels. With Sherry and Parker and that thing. So an amazing dynamic to manage to flow and intertwine with that so well. That's what makes them stand out more than any other tag team, especially during that time period. I don't care what anybody says.
Because I
don't think that's going to be replicated.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen enough of the Shawn Michael Diesel tag teams.
Yeah.
But I don't think we were ever going to see another, like, two legit big men like that. That can work like that.
Exactly.
Because I feel like we have big men in this era, but they can't move like that.
Because you have the giant Kevin Nash, and you have the smaller but jacked Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think Scott Hall is still like 6'6".
Yeah.
Like 6'5", 6'7", something like
that.
Like,
the only reason he's the smaller guy is because the guy he's next to is 7 foot. Yeah.
Right? So it's like, Jesus. Like,
but you take
guys are
Nash out of the picture, and Scott Hall is a legit 6'6", 6'7" guy.
He's a huge guy. So I doubt we're ever going to get that again. And standout star is Hogan, mainly because of the character. Just Like,
Hollywood, brother.
he's so larger than life.
Yeah.
And he just explodes off the screen. It's unbelievable. Like, wrestling-wise, work rate-wise, Dean Malenko, 1,000% standout star. For his ability to take the technical prowess, intertwine that with the lucha libre, and make that look beautiful. But Hogan is on a different set of spectrum.
Yeah.
There's a reason that he's in the main event. There's a reason that he was on top. And there is it just, watching this match and how stupid it was.
Yeah.
But just watching it all click. And as you said, it's like a final boss, a final big time comic book villain. Like, it's like the Joker getting his ass beat by Batman for 10 minutes.
But then he finds a way to just win in the end. Like,
he gets the Titan henchman. Bane comes in for the save.
I'm telling you this. It's like he was trapped in this character that he had to do, and then when he got to be a heel, they were like, "Hey, chains are off, buddy.
Exactly.
You get to just go crazy."
And Hogan pounced on it. Hogan capitalized on it, and the injection of Roddy Piper now, and the roles reversed as the old timer, babyface, the beloved legend. And the cowardly, ultimate villain, Hulk Hogan. They are on a collision course together. And there's a lot of stuff that's coming in between this. And it makes for a very interesting ride till we get to Starrcade. And if Hogan continues this character on the way to Starrcade, like I believe he does, we're in for a very entertaining time, sir.
Show grade.
The show grade for me is 4 stars. There is a ton to like about this show. Seriously, I don't think we talk about 96 Halloween Havoc enough. I really don't think we do. This show has so much on it that's actually so good. The opener, an unbelievable match. The Arn Anderson Lex Luger, very competent match, very good.
And the thing as well, it's Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer. I don't think we might have to look back at the rosters that we've seen. But I think this is like the first pay-per-view that I feel like almost every person in it is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I don't think Dean Malenko is.
No.
Rey Mysterio is definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Booker T's in the Hall of Fame. Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Nash. Yeah. Hogan.
Savage.
Piper.
Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah.
Okay.
The commentary team is in the Hall of Fame. Except for Tony.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Eddie Guerrero.
This is like, the who's who of wrestling.
And at this time, it is the greatest collection of a varied roster where you have the work rate, the luchadors, the cruiserweight action. You have the established mid-card and upper mid-card and Horseman, DDP, Luger. And then you have the big main event talent of the NWO and the Savage and the Piper. So you have the collection of who's who. You have everything for everybody on a completely the full scale. Anything that you want, you can find on a 2-hour edition of Nitro. And that's what puts them ahead. That's what puts them in the lead. And that's what makes this time specifically so juicy to get back into. Because we could look at Hogan and Piper in 85 and 84, but there was no conclusion. Because no man was willing to lose to the other. No man was willing to lay down. In this case, someone will lay down. Someone will lose. And it's not who you expect. And it's not how you expect it either.
It's going to be a wild ride, buddy.
This is a good one. So, I mean, the next episode that we have on tap, it was going to be World War III. But we have a stop in between.
Ooh.
We have an NWO member to reveal.
Okay.
And Roddy Piper is the man that does it. It is the night that Eric Bischoff comes out as the leader of the NWO.
Oh, no.
As Roddy Piper manages to get to the bottom of it. He cracks it. He cracks the case. So that is the Monday Nitro that we are going to be looking at before we get to World War III and the contract signing.
So this is when all the craziness starts going down.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, boy.
Yes, we have a very significant Monday Nitro. We need to cover that. Then we are going to get a 60-man battle royal. We are going to get Nick Patrick versus Chris Jericho.
Well, I didn't know we were doing punishment episodes. What the fuck? Thought we were done with those.
I told you, we are going to have some good, some bad, and some downright ugly. I did not lie to you, sir. So next on the docket is Monday Nitro. And we are on the road to Starrcade 96, baby. The biggest show that WCW has to offer. So,
thank you so much for joining us for this episode. Episode number 17 of the Colossal Tussle Podcast.
Where can they find us, Just John?
You can find us on Twitter at the Colossal Tussle 1. Find us on YouTube at the Colossal Tussle, Spotify,
Google
Podcasts,
Stitcher.
Amazon, all that shit. Audible. Yes. Search up the Colossal Tussle and you'll see us.
Yes.
You'll see that amazing logo.
Exactly. And 17 fantastic episodes on the docket as well.
Yep.
Yes, you can find us individually. Of course, at Ferone36 on Instagram, at Director KJ on Instagram. You can hit me up on the DMs, even. All right, come on now. Facebook, Keenan McKenna. Find me on a personal level.
On the DMs.
On the DMs.
Lord.
You know, hit me up on the down low on the DMs. All right?
You are secretly 75 years old.
There's no secret about it.
On Twitter, make sure you guys, go there and let's discuss some wrestling.
Always hit us with some feedback. Mm-hmm. Hit us even with some suggestions about storylines that you might like to have covered.
Yep.
We're always open to it. Always open to the feedback, the love, the comments. Thank you so much for the people that have listened, that have commented. All that good stuff. We hope that you are enjoying us because we are certainly having a good time ourselves. Until next we meet on Monday Nitro,
we are out!